everybody and welcome back to AlexElliottGolf. Today's video is all about how we can stop that feeling of you flipping the golf club through impact. Now, people that do flip the golf club through impact can play good golf, I'm not saying that at all, but they will struggle with a two-way miss. So misses to the left or misses to the right, and really rely a lot on their timing in order to hit the shots they want to hit. So if we could take that out of your golf game, we're going to see a greater consistency with a more passive release. So in my opinion, there's two real reasons, there is more reasons, but there's two main reasons to why people flip this golf club. The first one for me is when they make a good backswing, good downswing, and their body just stops working on the way through. So after they've hit the golf ball, just before impact, their body stops, the club passes them, and the golf club is flipped. So that's one of the main reasons I think people flip their golf club through impact. The second reason is if we took a picture kind of last parallel at the bottom of the downswing here, their face would be very open. They have quite a cupped left wrist, and then from here they have to flip the golf club in order to get the golf club back square at impact. So imagine if I was stood here, we'd like to see the golf club in this position on the way down, where in essence I see a lot of the time this golf club open. So if we carried on working here, the face is pointing to the right, so the golf ball would go to the right. So naturally, being a good players, you have to flip that golf club through impacts in order to square up the face. So reason one, the body stops moving, but also reason two, just coming into impact, for me, a lot of people's faces are open, so they're pointing to the right. So if that happens, they've got to flip the golf club in order to get it back square and hopefully produce the shot they want to hit. So in an ideal impact position, we'd have these hands ahead of the golf ball, these hips opening up, and this club working, matching our sternum and our zip line on the way through, and our body fully with the golf club. So like we said before, the two main reasons were that open face just post impact, and that body stop moving and the club overtaking the hands are the two reasons why I think a lot of people flip this golf club through impact. So we really want to create a feeling where we can get these hands ahead of the golf ball, hips opening up, shoulders opening up, and working to a more passive release. We're going to talk through a simple drill of how you can create that in your golf game. Today's drill is simple. It's going to do two things for your golf game. It's going to go one, we're going to learn how we can move this body better, and also we're going to talk about how we can get a better club face position into delivery. So we're not having that open face, we're going to have a square face that's going to feel quite strong, enable us to have a more passive release through the golf ball. So the drill is going to do two things. It's going to get us moving our body and give us a better club face post impact, in order, like we said before, to feel like we can get those hands ahead of the golf ball, hips opening up, and that really strong dynamic impact position. So before we talk through the drill, I really want to make you aware that we still want to see that bruising interaction with the ground. We don't want to see those big steep divots past the ball. I really want you to still feel you're brushing this ground, okay? I think a lot of people, when they're trying to achieve these hands ahead of the ball, they really start digging into the ball and they start seeing those really fat, chunky divots. So really bear in your mind, and this is just a kind of little sub note, that you don't want to break the ice. I want you to bruise the ground, don't break the ice, but still achieve those hands ahead of the golf ball. First part of this drill is going to give you a really nice feeling of having that square club face pre-impact. We don't, like we said before, want that club face open and causing us to have to flip that golf ball to try and find square right at the bottom of impact. So it's a really simple feeling. I want you to really look at where my glove is here. So like we said before, we take a nice backswing, and for those people that had an open club face just pre-impact, we'd see the left wrist cupped, and I want you to see here, the face is open, but look where my glove is pointing. It's pointing over the ball, it's almost pointing up towards me, it's pointing in this direction. Now, I want you to have the feeling here that as I swing to the top and as I start my downswing, I want you to feel as though the logo on your glove is going to point back to the golf ball. It's not going to miss the golf ball, it's going to feel as though it points down at the golf ball. So I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to feel that my glove points at the golf ball here. So you can see here my club face in a stronger position, my left wrist and my glove logo is pointing towards the golf ball. Now, it will never be actually at the golf ball, but if you can have that feeling of it working towards the golf ball, you're going to have a much stronger club face and give you the best chance of creating that more passive release once you match up the body. So again, we're going to swing to the top. I want to feel the glove is going to point at the ball. Point at the ball on the way through. We're not going to come down, have the glove pointing over the ball. have to flip the golf club, and have to try and find our impact. Really simple. Let's feel as though the logo on our glove is going to work back down to the ball. Like we said, it's not actually going to point at the ball. We want to feel as though it does, to give us that best chance of having that really strong square club face running up to impact. I just want to show you this from down the line once more. So like we said, we want to swing to the top and we want to feel as though this glove's going to point down at the ball, but we don't want to do it and throw this club over the top. It's just a subtle feeling of where our glove logo is pointing. And I really want to make your reference point just a parallel here, parallel to the ground with the shaft on the way down. So we're going to swing to the top, feel the glove is going to point at the logo here. We're not going to cup left wrist, and we're certainly not going to feel as though we work the club back to the logo by throwing the club over the top. It's a subtle feeling, that's what I really want to reiterate to you. It's a subtle feeling of that club and that glove working back to the ball to produce a stronger club face and help you match up a really passive release. So let's just show you that from a different angle as well. So like we said before, we want to feel as though from the top of the downswing, the glove is going to point back down at the golf ball. So we're going to see this position here with a flat wrist into impact. We're not going to see a cupped or broken wrist, flipped golf club, and the golf club passing our hands. So let me show you that one more time. So my feeling here to get that flat left wrist, hands ahead of the golf ball, body opening up, it's that in transition, I'm going to feel as though my logo of the glove is going to point down at the golf ball. Now it will never actually point at the golf ball, and I really want to reiterate that. It is just a feeling. Let me show you that again. I'm going to swing to the top, feel the glove points back down at the ball, flat left wrist now into impact, nice wide passive release. Whereas if we have a cupped left wrist and the face open, I have to flip the golf club, not a flat left wrist, club's overtaking my hands, have to find impact, have to try and find a square position to produce a shot I want, so leading to the left and right misses. Let's talk about now how we can engage this body and match that feeling of the left wrist and the body to get that passive, really athletic release in your golf game. But the final part of this drill is talking about how we can get this body moving more efficiently on the way through. Because like we said at the start of the video, one of the other reasons to why people flip this golf club is the body just stops working on the way through, so the club overtakes your hands. So I really want you to feel that a foot after impact, this club is as far away as possible, and this zip, all my buttons on my shirt, all are in one line with my club. If they're not in one line, club's overtaking my hands, body stop working, they're not working in line. A foot past the golf ball, you can see here that we've got all in line, shafts in line, butts of the clubs in line, club faces in line with buttons on my shirt. And that's a really key feeling of you feeling like you're matching up the body release with the feeling of that glove working towards the golf ball. Now, this is a really simple expression and an analogy. If you had a heavy medicine ball, say 5 kg medicine ball, we wouldn't throw it like this and body stops moving, throw it a long way. We'd certainly throw it off to the left. If we wanted to throw this medicine ball I've got in my hands a long way, we'd match it all up. The body and arms and hands would work together on the way through. So it'd really feel athletic, the body would work with the hands and arms together. And that's the same in the golf swing. If we can feel like we match up the body on the way through, foot after impact, then we're going to couple that feeling with the left wrist and make that passive release. We're certainly not going to flip the golf club from that position. So having an active body, feeling of the glove working back to the golf ball, really gives you the best chance of that flat left wrist, body opening up, and that passive release and no flipping of the golf club. So my two simple feelings: glove working back to the ball just before impact, and my zip and club as far away from me after impact as possible. Let's give that a go. You can have one waggle, working the glove far away as possible. And like you see there, I've still bruised the ground, but still giving me the best chance of that passive release and not flipping the golf club. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. If you've not already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.